Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I look forward to seeing a bunch of you guys in a little while for convocation. We have two tonight. Yay, 2025. We have big full house for both. I'm excited. And it just makes me so happy because this is one of the things that we offer that's extra at this school. And I just love it when people take us up on that because not only are you getting the lessons, but you're also getting to share what you're learning. And music is meant to be shared. I don't think you ever knew why our music sharing hour is called convocation, but convocation is what they called my like Friday performance hour at Appalachian when was there, and I loved that name. So I looked up what convocation means, and it's literally just assembly of people. And I thought that was fitting because it's a time to share with each other and a time to be brave and a time to give feedback, and we're really going to work the feedback piece. We can never learn how to we can always learn about feedback. It's such a wonderful thing we can take with us through our lives because we will have opinions about a lot of things, but how we give those opinions is very important. It can make a break or situation. It can make or break a person, and we have to really be aware of how we give our opinion. And so, also at the same time, the person who's receiving the opinion, do they let it ruin their day if it's not something they want to hear? Or do they let it make their day and let it be the most important thing they've ever heard? Or do they let it help them if they need help and then throw away the rest? Or do they just have be gracious? I mean, there's so many different options, and we want to become stronger as musicians, and that means not letting the negativity affect us, being that duck on the waves as the waves go by. And then at the same time, if it's something that's a good piece of feedback that is helpful for us and it's going to help us be better, then to take it and to be able to be humble enough to hear it. And so it's just such an awesome way to help each other. And so I look forward to seeing you guys tonight. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Grammys. Just want to put a disclaimer. I did not watch the Grammys. I saw a couple of clips and I saw some pictures. Um, I am kind of an old fogey and don't watch the Grammys anymore. And here's why. Because I think that the Grammys celebrates a lot of flash in the pan stuff. I think that in the US, our system of becoming musicians, especially popular musicians, is not always the most conducive to health. And that's why I love the Korean system, K-pop, in certain ways, in certain ways. I don't know everything about it, but there are certain things I like about it. And I like that there is like a trainee system. So they go out and they cast these people who they see some potential. They don't have to be the best singers right away. They don't have to be the best whatever right away. They see some potential. So then they bring them in as trainees. And for a period of time, and it could be years, they don't make any money off of them. They train them how to be musicians. Now, I hope that they're training them the language, they're training them how to read music. I don't know that for a fact, but I do know that they're training them how to sing and do some other things. And I wish that we had that here. Instead, I feel like we hear someone on TikTok and they've gone viral, and then somebody's like, how can I make millions off of them? Let's get them an album, let's get them a tour. And these people aren't ready. They need to train. The voice is a muscle. I mean, they need to train. I mean, being an opera singer, I did the big leagues of opera by doing Butterfly after I've never done opera before, and then I was thrown into Butterfly, right? That's 3 hours, 3 hours of singing. And so I had to work for over a year on learning that role. And I had to be very methodical about it. And I had to really watch my health, my vocal health, because that can like tear your voice up. The Duke Voice Care Center, if you guys have never heard of that place, they're wonderful. They rehab injured voices. They do master classes, and so I went to one where a woman's job, all she did was rehab singers that either had been on tour or had been on a show for a long period of time and had issues. And it's very easy to get nodes, which are scabs on the vocal cords, or even worse. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying that just like anything else, like any other sport, you have to train. And I just think that we push everybody who we think is going to make it right away into it right away. And I just think that the Grammys takes the emphasis off of the music and off of the musician, but more of the story, the shock, the sensationalist parts of it. And I just think it delegitimizes a career that's already deals with leg feeling legitimized anyway. And so I think the more that we can put the emphasis back on the music and back on like the training and the things that they do behind the scenes instead of like the story and the looks and the gowns and the shock value of it all, I think that's going to shift the paradigm. I don't think that luckily that music is ever going to go away. Luckily, I don't I worry that the traditional parts of it, the parts that do take time, the part, because, and then AI, like, AI can make music in 5 seconds, can make a hit in 5 seconds. I mean, I just think the Grammys make the immediacy of music even more important. I also think it sets an audience up for always being shocked, always having a story behind the music, always having some visual something, some theater, some story behind it instead of just the music itself and how, when you listen to it, how it relates to your own life. It's like you can't separate the shock from the music. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Please, if you disagree, let me know. I do not want to take away though from some of the wonderful performers who won, and there are some really good musicians out there and musicians that have been working at it for a long time. So I don't want to say that everybody is a flash in the pan. I do think though the Grammys, because of the nature of it, because it's an award show, that it is about the sensational parts of music. And so it's like this never-ending shock value thing. It's like every year you got to do something that's more shocking so that I can make sure the cameras are on me so that I can keep being legitimate. And so isn't that exhausting? I just think that might be exhausting. Also, I would love for classical music to be a little bit more involved in the Grammys. That would be nice. But I know not everybody's cup of tea. Now, the musicians that I think are awesome, Billie Eilish, I think that her voice is unique. She has pulled from some great singers because we all get influenced by different singers, but she really does try to do her own thing. I really like that. Um, this one's up for debate, but Sabrina Carpenter, I actually liked her album. Do I think it's a people pleasery album? Yes, but I do like some of the songs on there. I definitely identified with some of those. And Chapel Roan is awesome. Does her own thing. I kind of like that she does put some theater into it. Now it's a different type of thing. I don't know if she's doing it for shock value. I don't know, but um, I feel like it's different. Now the girls who are like crawling across the stage are wearing as little as possible, and like that to me takes away from the music. That is shock value, and that's a little different than what some of these other singers are talking about they did. And so what do you think? What are your opinions? Again, that's we all have opinions, right? And it's how we give it and not tearing each other down. And I just would say overall for me, I would love to see more emphasis on the actual music, on the work that it takes to make the music, the behind the scenes stuff. That's more of what I want to see and less about she said what, he said what, like what did she wear, like how did she shot, what did she, instead of that stuff, let's let's put it back on the music. Just a thought. All right, well, I'll see you soon. Don't hate on me because of this. It is just an opinion. All right.